There we go. There we go. Hi. Welcome to the Footlight Theater. Kirk has glasses stream. Your home for public domain entertainment and commentary. And today we have Sherlock Holmes and the Secret Weapon, as you can tell by clearly what is a poster over the poster of last week. This is one of 4 films about Sherlock Holmes that are in the public domain, which provides an interesting opportunity. If this movie is good, that means there are 3 more that we could possibly watch here on the stream. And I'm not saying for sure it'll be up on Friday. I have a different movie for Friday. But if this proves awesome, because these movies are short, we might have ourselves a Sherlock Holmes double feature next Monday. But right now, today, we have Sherlock Holmes and the Secret Weapon, which might be a woman according to this poster. According to this poster right here, might be a woman. Because we have Sherlock Holmes and we have his cohort Watson, and then there's a woman in between them. We also have a sinister man here in the lower right, which I assume will be the nemesis. We will see what happens. For all I know, this movie's really bad. I need continuity. So do I. So do I, Mr. Past Tense. But the film, black and white, pretty old, and I got rid of all of the information on it to check on the movie I'll be doing on Friday. So of course, there we go. 1942 for this Sherlock Holmes and the Secret Weapon. Quite an old film. It's going to be a black and white. The gentlemen's names, Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce, probably are the most British names I've ever seen, ever. And I'm very excited to see just how British this British movie based on a British book is. Could it be WAP? Oh. Guys, bringing in your movies and your memes. Your movies. Your memes. I'm sorry, the WAP really distract me. And I think if you're watching this at a later date and you don't know what WAP is because that ship has sailed, definitely look it up on YouTube. Just put in WAP and look for the music video that has probably 10 billion views, and enjoy yourself some music. It's actually an American production. British actors were just flooding into Hollywood at the time. Oh, well, are these not British dudes? They have to be. Hold on, I'm gonna look up Basil Rathbone. And Nigel Bruce. Philip St. John Basil Rathbone. Okay. Philip St. John Basil Rathbone. That's a lot of names. That's a lot of name right there. That dude... doing his standardized testing would have been a monster if you have to write it out and then bubble all those things. Philip St. John Basil Rathbone. Fuck, that's half the test right there, just bubbling and that shit. Oh, he was a Shakespearean stage actor. He's English. He's a straight up English dude. Let's look up Nigel Bruce. Oh, he was in some Hitchcock films. Holy shit. He was born in Baja, California. And he died in Santa Monica. Wow. Nigel Bruce. Might be the most British name ever, but he definitely... born in Mexico, died in California. That's crazy. Oh, anyway. That's crazy. Guy's well-traveled, Nigel Bruce. And Mr. Basil Rath. Basil Raths. Anyway, what are we doing? What are you doing? Colonials. Oh, Britain. How are you so great? You just took whatever you wanted. I mean, America did the same shit. We learned it from you. But, oh my gosh. Why is it so hard for white people to just accept that, you know what, back in the day, we were bastards. We just took a whole bunch of shit because we wanted it. It's not cool. It wasn't right. And just acknowledge it. Just acknowledge, man. I don't know where this rant's coming from. Don't know what this energy's about. I say we watch a movie. Who's down? Let's figure out what the secret weapon is. Let's figure out what Sherlock is up to. Let's see Dr. Watson. And this is a good point to mention that I don't know much about Sherlock Holmes. I saw the Robert Downey Jr. one, just the first one. I didn't see the second one. And it was alright. Nothing to, blow your hair back about, but I just, nothing ever got me going, you know what, Sherlock Holmes. Except for The Great Mouse Detective, which is on Disney+, which I used to watch all the time when I was a kid, and had no idea that was based on Sherlock Holmes, because I was a dumb kid, apparently. So that's the closest thing I ever got to being a Sherlock fan, was The Great Mouse Detective, featuring the voice of Vincent Price. It's true. You mean to tell me that Sherlock Holmes wasn't, like, engaging in fight clubs in the books? He wasn't like, it's time to rip off my shirt and go fight some dudes, almost like dog fighting style. That didn't happen? That wasn't a part of the continuity of James Bond? I mean, who wasn't? What genius wasn't doing lots of cocaine? First off, does anyone do a little bit of cocaine? I feel like the problem with cocaine is that once you start, they're kind of like Pringles. Once you start, you just can't stop. You just start popping them. Cocaine is a lot like Pringles. That's what I've learned. Anyways, let us start this film. Once the topic switches to cocaine, that's how you know it's time to start. Who the hell pops cocaine? Tons of people pop cocaine. Pop it in their pocket and then get to the club. Boom! Stupid joke. Stupid joke. Okay. Everybody ready? Sherlock Holmes and the Secret Weapon. Those faces are funny. Basil Rathbone, man. With a pocket full of coke, yo! Based on the story of the Dancing Man. If this movie is about a ballet with a bunch of men, I'm out of here. Howard Benedict. Roy William Neal, RWN. Switzerland. Look at that beautiful Swiss sky. See this Swiss accent. Look at this suspicious looking motherfucker. Chocolate. Watch us, please. That dude's just playing Cardi B on that thing. Those things are nuts. I have never seen those. Like sticks for newspapers. Fucking kill him.
Is here.
He starts playing Slayer. He just stops there. It's the end of the song.
You gentlemen look like educated men of good taste. I have here some rare old first editions.
Si le vieux vous embête. He's not bothering us. I'm interested in his books. Light beer. Oui, monsieur.
Light beer?
Now here are the complete works of Wilhelm Shakespeare, an old German writer. We move tonight. Orders from Berlin. Dr. Tobel is to be across the border before dawn.
But we have had orders not to break into his house, and he hides there. Hasn't been outside in weeks.
The Führer wants no trouble with Switzerland at the moment. We must be very careful.
If we can't break in, he won't come out?
When the Führer needs something as badly as he needs the Tobel bomb site, there is always a way. Dr. Tobel is interested in my scientific volumes. He's seen my forged Swiss papers, and he believes I come from Lucerne. No, gentlemen, the price is much too low. I could not possibly sell so rare a book with such a price. I will induce Dr. Tobel to come on a visit to my shop as we pass the alleyway. You are interested in this book? A rare old set of Bismarck papers. One last warning. I've just had word from Berlin. The English Schweinhunter will try to take Dr. Tobel from under our very eyes. They are sending a stupid, bungling amateur detective. His name is Holmes, or Holmes, or some such foolishness.
He will never escape from Switzerland alive.
Now, quick. Have me thrown out of here. And watch for my signal from Dr. Tobel's window. But, gentlemen, you promised to buy one of my books.
I told you no.
Stop bothering us.
They are not so great. The price
It seems like you have to pay a lot of attention, which is going to make it difficult for me to speak over this stuff.
French, English. Oh, I hate those languages.
Calm yourself, my dear Braun. In a short time, there will be only one language.
Yeah, who knew the Nazis were so focused on having one language? Dr. Franz Tobel.
Good evening, Dr. Tobel. I have here some very interesting scientific books. I thought you might like to see them.
Please come in.
He's entering the house. Quickly, get the car and have the motor running. I will follow. Herr X will have the Tobel bomb site at the Fuhrer, while this Holmes is still having his tea.
Unless that old man is in fact Sherlock Holmes. He's gonna rip off his face like Mission Impossible.
What are you doing? I am sorry, but for months every move I have made has been watched. I am not a coward, Mr. Holmes.
They won't watch you anymore. Tonight they intend to take you forcibly across the German border.
Then why do we wait here, doing nothing, like rats in a trap?
Calm yourself, my dear Dr. Tobel. We shall not only escape their trap, but we shall also take the cheese away with us.
But how?
The four sections of your bomb site fit inside these ponderous tomes.
Ponderous
Although I must confess that I shied at the thought of disemboweling a complete set of Charles Dickens.
Oh, but you cannot hide me in a hollow book.
My dear fellow, I'm sorry that my good friend Dr. Watson isn't here to explain to you that my preparations are never slipshod.
Never. I'm gonna start using slipshod.
Stefan, Eric,
Why do you call my servants?
your servants, yes, but tonight they assume new roles. Let me present Dr. Tobel and our old friend, the bookseller.
Holmes, it is so simple.
Yes, the obvious always appears simple. Quick now, we must leave. Stefan, the knapsack.
Sherlock Holmes, I mean, obviously he's like the original British Batman. He just knows everything in terms of steps ahead, and everybody's just trying to guess what's going on. And they're gonna take the car. They're gonna jack their wheels. Gonna have a little Grand Theft Auto.
Stefan and Eric are proving excellent decoys.
And the Gestapo has been fooled?
Completely. Their servants are leading them into the next street.
But what will happen to Stefan and Eric?
Nothing, don't worry. I've taken care of that. The way is clear. Come on, quick.
Well, yeah, I mean, I haven't read a lot of Batman comics, but I guess they do lean on that in a lot of comic stories.
You would take the Nazis' own car?
One must adapt oneself to the tools at hand.
Sherlock Holmes committing some Grand Theft Auto. I thought he was just gonna run right through that through that shop, but he was gonna just back into that and be like, "Whoops."
You think you made them believe you're a harmless old bookseller?
Yes, I've always felt that a thorough knowledge of the classics might come in handy.
But how can we get across the border and through France?
There's no need to get across. This very moment, a Royal Air Force plane is waiting for us at a secret landing place.
Yeah, Batman, besides being able to just punch through problems, he also has like one of the best detective minds of all time. They just don't lean on it in the movies because it's not easy to film.
In a very few minutes. We're passing over Dover now.
Thank you.
A woman pilot? What year is this? Oh, shoot. Keep calm and carry on, I guess. Oh, jeez.
You'll have to get used to our London blackouts, Dr. Tobel.
221B. Well, yeah, the guy who's making the new Batman movie wants to make it more detective and sprawling, and the villains are less like fighting villains and more of like
Dr. Watson's. Very untidy
people he's
fellow.
interrogating.
What are we going to do with these?
A problem of the most elementary nature, my dear Dr. Tobel.
Elementary, he said it. Everybody take a drink.
You are going to keep them here?
I have always believed in the theory, originally projected by Edgar Allan Poe, the American writer, that the best place to hide anything is where everyone can see it.
Yes, but...
You will remember, no doubt, in Poe's story, The Purloined Letter. The missive in question was always in plain view.
Boom. Fake dust.
Hands up, gentlemen.
Look at that. Watson getting ready to gank some fools.
Scotland Yard, quick.
Oh, my goodness.
Good evening, Mrs. Hudson.
Oh, why, it's Mr. Holmes.
Holmes.
Just doing some old man cosplay.
Good to see you again. Telephone. Huh? Who do you want? Oh, yes, you're Scotland Yard. I'm afraid there's been a little mistake. Well, you needn't get angry. We all make mistakes at times. What? Well, if we didn't, you'd
I
be
wish
out
I
of
could
job.
call 911 and just be like, you know what, we all make
Tobel,
mistakes.
This is my friend and associate, and as you may have observed, my watchdog, Dr. Watson. How do you do, sir? How do you do? Dr. Tobel and I flew in from Zurich this evening. You can put that thing away now, Watson. Dr. Tobel, awarded the Massingham Quest for physics in 1939. My dear Watson, there is only one Dr. Tobel.
Without Mr. Holmes, there would have been no Dr. Tobel, I am afraid.
But I thought you were living in America, sir.
I have been working in Switzerland for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And Holmes got you out?
In the nick of time. There was not a point he overlooked. Every contingency was foreseen and provided for. It was magnificent.
Thank you, Doctor. The problem was not without its interesting points.
Is there anything you would like, Mr. Holmes?
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Hudson. You can go to bed now.
Is
You're
Mrs.
an
Hudson
awful
part of
fright dressed up like
the
that.
shtick?
Well, good night, sir.
Or is she like Aunt Harriet in the
jumping to the conclusions
60s Batman?
He looked like a broken-down musician.
They only added her so it didn't seem like they were
Why
gay.
didn't you take your fiddle with you? I never did think much of this dressing up business.
It was necessary, I assure you. The Gestapo was close on our heels.
Really?
This is Sherlock Holmes.
Watson's
I
gonna
want to
smoke a
speak
little
to
weed.
Reginald Bailey, please.
Reginald Bailey? Is that the fellow who played Rugger for Blackheath?
Yes, Watson.
Oh.
Whoa.
Hello, Sir Reginald. Holmes speaking. Yes, from Baker Street. I have Dr. Tobel with me. Oh, thank you. Very well, then. I'll meet you in half an hour. There must be no delay.
Okay.
I'll arrange with Sir Reginald to have the test tomorrow morning. I suggest that only cabinet ministers and your best aviation experts be present. Naturally.
Okay.
Watson, I leave Dr. Tobel in your care. Give him a sedative. This has been a strenuous business, and he has a long day ahead of him again tomorrow.
Certainly, Holmes, of course. He should sleep in my bedroom. I'll keep watch till you
Drug
return.
our guest.
It is not necessary to guard me. I am quite safe now.
Knock him the fuck
Safe,
out.
Dr. Tobel? I shouldn't count on it for a second. But, Mr. Holmes... A great deal may depend on your safety. And the enemy understands that just as well as we do. Good night. Keep alert, Watson.
Yes, of course. A couple of these and you'll sleep peacefully through a blitz.
Thank you.
You better start undressing at once, or you'll find yourself fast asleep in the middle of taking off your trousers. Well, I'll sit over here and keep an eye on things. Oh, by the way, if you're nervous, call out.
Good night, Doctor.
Good night, Doctor. Both saying the same thing at the same time. Good night, Doctor.
Good night, Doctor.
I'm just gonna keep the idea that Watson smokes a ton of weed, because the way he responded to it, we almost said the same thing at the same time.
I'm trying to follow Holmes.
Oh no, he didn't take him. Oh shoot. Shoot, what's he doing? What's he doing? He's asleep. Fucking Watson. Got high and passed out. He's straight smoking that opium. Oh no. Do we have ourselves a double agent here? German accent. German accent.
Hello? Yes, I just arrived about an hour ago. It is most important that I see you at once. No, I cannot explain. It is now 5 minutes past midnight. I leave at once. Goodbye.
I will say this. This is a weird time to bring it up. I need a fucking haircut really bad. And I think this guy, the doctor, I think he's the hair I'm gonna ask
Holmes,
for.
I don't have to tell you how much this means to us.
We shall know a great deal more about the bomb site after the demonstration, Sir Reginald.
The War Office have a pretty good
Definitely
idea
not
of the
Holmes,
value
though.
of the
This hair's
Tobel
all
bomb
fucked up.
site, just as the Nazis have. However, if you'd care to place Dr. Tobel under the protection of Scotland Yard until tomorrow...
No, that won't be necessary. I shall personally deliver Dr. Tobel to your representatives on Salisbury Plain in plenty of time for the demonstration.
Thank you.
Good night, Sir Reginald.
Good night, Mr. Holmes.
Yeah, is it implying that Sherlock Holmes, like, doesn't sleep? Oh, well, he slept on the plane. But he was like, here, you get some sleep. I'm gonna go talk to this dude, then come back, pick you up. He must be doing... Wow, burp. He must be doing some cocaine. It's a blackout. It's the British blackout. Like, why is he... What is this dude up to?
Charlotte Averley, flat B.
Right. Get the car ready. I'll wait here until he comes out.
A woman. It's always a woman. It's always a woman fucking it up for everybody. Turns out the secret weapon is that WAP.
Is that what the Americans call doodling?
It is more serious than you could possibly realize, Charlotte. Good.
I want to see you, but while I'm here, I'm just gonna draw some shit and not pay attention to you.
Darling. I must get back before they miss me.
We've been separated for so long. I couldn't bear it if anything should part us again. I want to work with you, and I want to know every minute where you are.
Even for you to know the details of my mission in London is to sign your death warrant.
If you're
Stop
in
being a
real
needy
danger, I
bitch.
want to share it.
There is one thing you can do.
Stop talking shit.
Guard this envelope. If anything happens to me, see that it reaches the hands of Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes,
Yes.
I pray I never have to deliver it.
Damn. Getting some sugar. Now he's gonna get scooped up. Why is he dabbing his... What's the implication? What did he do with that mouth? He's dabbing it so he can keep the scent for later? I think it was more than kissing. I think, Felix, if... Oh, wow. Did he just whistle at him?
He got away. Are you all right, sir?
I think so. Must have been a robber.
Since the blackout, those biters become quite a nuisance, sir. I say you better come with me and have that fixed up.
Thank you.
Just lean on my arm, that's it.
He's gonna be a German spy. Well, I think he just needed to see the woman, Felix, and he was like, if anything does happen to me, you get this to Sherlock, because he's gonna be able to decipher it. But I just had to see your face and your other parts right now. More than staying safe during wartime.
Watson, wake up!
Huh?
Watson, you stoned bitch.
He's in there.
No, he isn't. He's gone.
That's impossible. He's asleep in my bed. I've been here the whole time.
If anything's happened to him...
Tobel! All right?
Nah, it is nothing.
Yeah, sit down here.
Let's have a
I'm
look.
just bleeding from the head.
Oh, it doesn't look too bad. Who patched you up? The police doctor?
Yes.
You look as if you'd been attacked.
Obviously, my dear Watson. Dr. Tobel,
Idiot.
do you suspect the woman of arranging the trap?
Woman? What woman?
She's blonde, 5'6", full-lipped, and very affectionate.
Oh, really?
You've known her for a long time. You were attacked after leaving her apartment.
Holmes, how do you know this?
The face powder on your Kirk tells me of her height and her affection for you. You held her close before departing.
Stood at home.
It's all there for the trained eye to read, Watson.
But look here, why couldn't he have been attacked on his way to the woman's apartment?
The mark of a blow has erased some of the powder. Obviously, if the attack came first, the powder would have remained undisturbed.
And the full lips? That was a guess.
I never guess, Watson. You have rubbed the lipstick from your face with the handkerchief you now hold in your hand. And that amount of lipstick never came from a pair of thin lips.
And the blonde hair?
Boom.
Mr. Holmes, I am glad you are on my side.
Well, in that case, you will desist from disobeying my orders and slipping out, while your bodyguard sleeps his watch away.
It won't
Hey-oh.
happen again, Holmes. I was sitting in front of the fire.
All right,
dozed.
all right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now, can you describe your assailant?
Is
I
Watson,
never
is
saw
Watson like his
A
man
great
bitch?
figure came at me in the dark. I felt a stunning blow on my head, and instantly fingers were at my
Yeah,
throat.
you started
But you must have
talking.
noticed
Stop.
something about him.
Get the
Think,
fuck
man.
out of here.
A thing of little consequence to you may mean a great deal to me.
Wait a moment. There was one thing. Long fingers at my throat like steel. And then an odor, a heavy drug-like odor.
A drug? Opium?
That is it. I am sure of it now.
Opium.
Well, I suggest we get the remains of a good night's sleep. Remember, the test takes place tomorrow morning on Salisbury Plain.
In summation, he was getting pussy.
The principle of Dr. Tobel's device involves the use of 3 sonic beams. Is that right, sir?
That appears to be it.
Definitely filmed the same
There
way.
he is.
What is he doing?
We're on the course now, sir.
Oh, he's a new. This is the secret weapon. Trying it out in this field. shit. Man, that Arizona desert never knew what hit it.
Well, gentlemen,
That load would sink any ship in the world.
We must consider the possibility of good piloting and a lucky hit. I like to see another try of it.
So would I. They want you to try again, sir.
They think they don't think
He's
I know
coming
what
into
I'm
position
doing.
now, sir.
They think I don't got the skills. These bitches about to learn.
We're on the course now, sir.
A barrel. A barrel. He just kills all of them. Shit.
well, gentlemen, how do you like the bomb sight now?
Marvelous. We'll revolutionize aerial bombardment.
Inspector Lestrade. Yes, Sir Reginald? I hope Scotland Yard is taking every precaution to guard Dr. Tobel and his equipment.
2 plainclothes men ride with him in his car, sir, and 4 others following another.
That's a good movie. I wish I could
He's
do
coming to
Tropic
my
Thunder
office in
on here.
Whitehall as soon as he lands. Shall we start, gentlemen?
Tropic Thunder, there was like, I want to say 2 weeks where I watched Tropic Thunder, I think, every other day. Tropic Thunder is a fucking hilarious movie. Big ass titties.
Amazing performance.
Yes, quite, yes.
It was magnificent, Dr.
British,
Tobel.
yes.
Magnificent.
I am glad we had such ideal conditions for the test.
I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it myself.
We've been through a lot, Holmes, but thank goodness he's safe now.
You brought your apparatus with you?
110%.
No, Sir Reginald. I did not.
But why not? It must be lodged in the most impregnable vault in this building until we're ready to start manufacture.
I have arranged for a little office of my own. I intend to supervise the manufacture myself.
But you offered it to our government for our use. Everything Mr. Holmes has done has been with that idea in view.
I still offer it to your government, but no one else will know the secrets involved. I have devised a plan to guard my invention. A plan as intricate as the bomb site itself.
If you imagine for one moment...
Please. I will not change my mind, Sir Reginald. I am taking the matter into my own hands.
He's like Iron Man. By the way,
Just what do you propose
one
to
day
do,
you'll be
Dr. Tobel?
played by Iron
I
Man.
am sorry. I
Mr.
cannot
Holmes.
reveal the details of my plan for the present.
Do you think that's wise?
I regret, gentlemen, I cannot change my decision. I shall work independently.
Oh, shit.
Can't you persuade him, Holmes?
But supposing something should happen to you, Dr. Tobel. You know, there's already been one attempt on your life.
And if Holmes's suspicions are right,
Quiet, Watson. There is no use discussing it, gentlemen. My mind is made up.
Scotland Yard will redouble the guard about you, Doctor. In fact, we'll quadruple it.
That is just what I do not wish done, Inspector.
Huh?
That would only draw attention to my activities. Good day, gentlemen.
Damn. He just laid his dick out. I will not give it over
Just
to
the
you.
same. I'll have my men watching him every moment from now on.
No, wait, Lestrade. We must not offend Dr. Tobel. We must remember that he, as a citizen of Switzerland, is under no obligation to give us his invention.
Ooh.
We must do as he asks. Don't you agree, Holmes?
To be sure, Sir Reginald. I'm not officially connected with the government, and I intend to remain on the case.
Good, good.
That is, if Inspector Lestrade doesn't mind.
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. We're always glad to have you hanging around.
Thank you.
you can put those away now, Lestrade.
Why did Watson make fun of him there?
Hoffner, I am entrusting this to you because, first of all, you are a Swiss. And second, there is no doubt in my mind of your ability.
I'm not Dr. Tobel.
I have divided
Secret
the
German.
mechanism of my invention into 4 units. Each is meaningless without the others.
You have delivered the other 3.
Yes. No one but myself knows the identity of the 4 scientists working on the 4 units. Their names are not even known to each other.
I think I understand. From what you tell me,
It will be easy to reproduce the unit assigned to me in any quantity you wish.
I knew I could rely on you. I will get in touch with you as soon as I have made the rest of my arrangements. No, the back door, if you please, Professor Hoffner. Au revoir. Au revoir.
Hello? Yes, Lestrade?
Look at them coats,
Oh.
man. Looking suave AF.
Very well.
What is it, Holmes?
Just as I feared. Lestrade's men report that Tobel is missing.
Missing?
Hot diggity damn. Oh, I thought those were windows. I was like, is he gonna...
Gone.
Yes, I was afraid of this.
How long has he been missing?
Practically since he walked out of your office yesterday. If you'd only given me the address of this place, I shouldn't have had to waste so much time finding it.
Empty. The bomb site's gone.
I didn't expect to find it here, Sir Reginald.
This is a pretty mess. If you knew this was going to happen, why the devil didn't you do something about it?
You can rely on Holmes implicitly, Sir Reginald.
Tobel's gone, and heaven alone knows where. But it serves me right for listening to that crack-brained idea of his. He dismissed Lestrade's men, and they went, leaving him here alone and unguarded. Holmes, if anything has happened to Tobel, if his invention falls into the hands of Germany, it will be a major disaster for England.
Christmas wrapping. He did his Christmas shopping in plenty of time.
Yes, curious.
Do you notice anything, Holmes? Scent. Perfume.
Yes, I noticed it the moment we entered the room. Claire de Lune. One of the rarer
Yeah,
essences.
Batman
Very
is just...
expensive.
That woman again.
Undoubtedly.
Batman is definitely a ripoff of this guy. Because there's like this aloof nature to him, where he doesn't actually listen to what anybody says, he follows his
Give me
own
Inspector
plan.
Lestrade. Sherlock Holmes calling.
So Holmes is finally stumped. First time I've heard him call for help.
Call for help, indeed. He's only just beginning his investigation.
Lestrade, this is Holmes. Check the records and trace a call made on my private telephone at Baker Street at approximately 12 o'clock on the night of Dr. Tobel's arrival in London.
Finally stumped. Eh, Sir Reginald?
Yes, Lestrade? Wait a minute. Charlotte, Aberley, 34, St. George's Street, flat B. Excellent, Lestrade. Thank you.
But he also has
Where is
this
Dr. Tobel?
condescending way of saying, I already
I
knew
can't
this,
tell
to everything
You won't
anyone
tell
has
me?
to say.
I don't know.
How many Christmas packages did you take to him, Miss Aberley?
5.
He dismantled his bomb site and packed the units in 4 other boxes. Is that correct?
Pardon me. Hello? Yes?
Oh.
This is Miss Aberley. Why, someone must have stolen it. On Richmond Bypass. Yes. Yes, I'll arrange to have it removed. Yes, at once.
But they also aped...
Now I can be frank with you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Tobel has disappeared. They
Yeah.
found my car on Richmond Bypass, wrecked. I loaned it to him last night.
For what purpose, Miss Aberley?
He wouldn't tell me. But he said that if anything should happen to him, I was to give you this.
Holmes. Then he must have expected something.
Yes. This envelope has been opened and resealed.
Oh, but that isn't possible. It hasn't been out of my hands.
Someone else got to it.
We meet again, Mr. Holmes.
What?
Why, that's not the message.
Oh,
It isn't even
shit.
the same paper. I saw Dr. Tobel draw little sets of figures.
What kind of figures?
Well, they looked like little dancing men.
Dancing men?
Yeah.
That's curious.
Who's been in this apartment since Dr. Tobel entrusted that envelope to your care?
Why, no one. I've had no visitors.
Think. Possibly a tradesman.
No. Only the one for a few minutes.
And that one?
A workman. He came to fix my light switch. He couldn't have possibly...
Did you send for him?
Why, no. My lights went out, and soon afterwards he knocked at my door and told me the porter had sent him up. That's where he worked.
Really, guys? Really? You
But
didn't
he
find
wasn't
that the
alone in
least
this
bit
room more than
suspicious?
5 minutes. And he did fix the lights. They went on again.
The switch hasn't been touched. The paint still covers the screw heads. He simply threw the main switch in the basement, pretended to work on this one, and after a few moments, an accomplice threw the main switch back on.
But in those few minutes...
Did you get a look at his face?
No, only a glance. Now I realize he kept his face averted.
But he was a large man.
Yes, he was large.
His eyes heavy-lidded. A thin film over the pupils.
Van Holmes, you
If I remember now, his eyes, they were like a snake's.
Miss Aberley? Dr. Tobel is being held by one of the most brilliant men in the history of crime. Come along, Watson. There isn't a moment to lose.
The Joker. The Riddler.
Goodbye, Miss Abbott. I don't see why I'm not allowed to go with you.
You have your own mission, Watson.
Yes, to take a sealed note to Inspector Lestrade while you search Soho.
I shall not be searching for him. I shall permit him to find me in the character of a murderous Lascar once in his employ, and whom I may add is still in jail.
Yes, but after all these years...
Make no mistake, Watson. This is not a duel of intellects with a cruel but single-minded Gestapo killer. This is our greatest problem, with England as the stake, and our antagonist, Professor Moriarty.
We've got to beat him. Once he's behind bars, I think I shall entitle my memoirs of these adventures, The End of Moriarty.
An excellent title, Watson. But, we must arrange that it isn't Moriarty who's left to write the memoirs.
Huh?
He's a chameleon. But yeah, it's pretty clear. I need to enjoy some more Sherlock Holmes shit, man.
Up she rises, up she rises, up she rises early in the morning.
I want to hear this accent.
Up she rises, up she rises,
Ooh.
up she rises.
Oh, you want to throw down, brother?
Up she rises.
Oh shit. Oh, that was awesome. That bar fight was that was popping off. Golden Hawk. Got some darts. Standing in front of a dartboard doesn't seem like a great idea. Sailor Holmes is here to throw down. This is an interesting montage. And then we got fucked up at the Black Swan. The old bottle. Oh shit, who's this pirate?
Ram Singh. Ram Singh.
Oh, no, Ram Singh.
I do. You blooming war threat. Been in jail, ain't you?
How you know?
I heard from the blighter what left you to swing instead of him. You know what I mean, matey.
I know. I'll have to kill him.
Would it be worth £10 to you?
You know where he lives?
For £10, I know.
Only got 2.
Goodbye, matey.
5.
£10 on nothing, you lying heathen.
You dirty thief.
Well, that ain't so much to ask for what you want to know.
Can't understand any fucking thing they're saying.
You'll make good bargain.
That does it.
Well?
You remember Angel's Court?
Huh?
Then follow your nose through the alley till you come to Jack Brady's carpenter shop. He can tell you where the blighter is at this
You're
very
close
moment.
enough to British.
You come too.
Me?
If you lie.
All right, mister, I'll come along with you. Easy, matey.
Wow, that's
easy.
open, threatening.
Follow me.
Please, Governor, I ain't had nothing to eat for 2 days. Please.
Go away.
Thank you, Felix. Oh, man. That's a funny thing about the British accent, and I mean absolutely no offense.
Pegleg!
Who's this bloke?
He's a bloodthirsty heathen, but there's good money to spend for information.
The British accents, like the spectrum, are so, it's so crazy how indistinguishable some of the words are.
What's he want to know?
He give me £5 to bring him to someone who could tell him the whereabouts of you know who.
You know, tell me I cut two throat.
Oh, I agree with America, too.
£5 more, eh?
£5 more.
You pay.
Me?
Come on, you.
Oh, wow. This guy is
Come on,
okay
pay
with...
him.
Right.
I'll tell you all right, I will. The truth, and that's a fact. The blighters in Davy Jones's locker are feeding the fishes he is, deader than a blinking mackerel. Now, ain't that worth a fiver?
Now I'm going to...
I tell you he's alive.
And I say he's been dead these many years. You lie!
Easy there, Jack Brady. I would say you were wrong and Mr. Sherlock Holmes was correct.
Good evening, Professor Moriarty.
Welcome, Holmes. My men have instructions to bring anybody here who inquires for me. They haggle while I watch. An admirable disguise, by the way. It fooled them completely. Of course, it didn't fool me.
I never intended that it should. I meant only that it should bring us face to face.
Just like old times, eh? A battle of wits, of superior intellects. I may say I've been expecting you since I made off with your precious Dr. Tobel.
And his code.
Ah, yes, and his code. But valuable as your doctor and his code are to my business, I think my main interest in this affair is the chance it gives me to battle with you again.
We shall play a game of Trivial Pursuit.
Moriarty, this is no simple crime that you contemplate. It's a staggering blow against your own country.
That doesn't concern me overly. I shall make greater profit from this affair than all my other adventures put together.
Then you refuse?
Oh, most assuredly. In fact, I intend to ensure the success of this venture tonight by liquidating you, Mr. Holmes. I think that is the American phrase.
Quite.
You, the one man intelligent enough to stand in my way.
A gun? Oh, come now. This is not the Professor Moriarty, the master criminal I once knew. A dock rat could do as much.
Did you think I was going to shoot you, Mr. Holmes? Oh, dear me, no. This is simply to prevent a troublesome scene. I expected you and made full arrangements. You see, my good Mr. Holmes, these shelves lift out. And you will rest somewhat uncomfortably in the false bottom of this sea chest. My sailor friend, Jack Brady, goes to sea immediately. Once out of sight of land, he pushes the chest overboard. Time up.
Why shoot you?
Perhaps your good friend Dr. Watson can entitle this adventure The End of Sherlock Holmes.
He will be disappointed. He intended to call it The End of Professor Moriarty.
Hurry.
That's awesome. Rather than shoot you, I'm going to come up with this convoluted plan about drowning you in open water that you could possibly escape. I'm also teaching a symposium to Bond villains about doing the same thing.
Brilliant man, Sherlock Holmes. Too bad he was honest.
It's also, like, you're gonna waste a bunch of tools dropping that into the ocean.
He takes Mr. Holmes right to that carpenter shop. He knocks on the door, a man comes out, and in they go.
Thank you, George. We'll take over the watch.
Good night, Dr. Holmes.
Good night.
George.
What does Mr. Holmes hope to accomplish by this masquerade? He hopes to frighten Moriarty into rushing Tobel into another hiding place.
Moriarty's dead, I tell you.
Look out. Over here, quick.
Moriarty is dead, I tell you. Just rush those two dudes. One of them has a peg leg. You can definitely take both of them.
Hey, just a minute.
Who's that?
What do you got there?
Let's ask him.
Scotland Yard?
Half a mo, Governor. I'll show you me papers. That's it. There you are.
Obviously, there's a man in that box.
There you are, Governor. I'm Jack Brady, ship's carpenter. Shipping out tonight in the convoy. Destination unknown. My pal here's helping me get my chest aboard.
Make him open it, Lestrade.
Yes, go on.
Oh, no.
All right, Governor. See for yourself. There's nothing here, Doctor. Just a couple of simple seafaring men. All right, get on with it. Thank you, Governor.
Wow, dudes. You are the worst investigators of all time.
Come on now. Easy does it. Right.
You mean to tell me none of you could have attempted to move some of those tools?
Told you it was a lot of nonsense.
I don't understand. That thing was way a ton. Look at those men staggering.
You hit on something, Doctor. A few tools wouldn't take that much energy.
We've just looked inside.
On the top only, there might be a false bottom. Hey, you! You stop there! Stop or I'll shoot!
Really? Oh, there could have been a false bottom.
Great Scott, Holmes! Well, I'll be blowed.
You're not hurt?
No. Well, you needn't have yelled at them so abruptly.
Huh?
They dropped me on my head.
Oh.
Moriarty would have been delighted.
So Professor Moriarty is alive?
Alive and in possession of Dr. Tobel's code. No good going back. They've all gone.
And what are you going to do?
Well, first I'm going to wash this filthy stuff off my face. Then I'm going to see Miss Eberly again. I've got to find some clue to the content of Dr. Tobel's message. Come along, quick.
I really like
I
this
only
movie.
got one glimpse of the note while he was
pretty
preparing
good.
it.
He was seated at this desk.
No, he was sitting on the couch when he wrote the message, but he sealed the envelope here.
The message was written in ink with this pen.
No, he used a pencil. This one.
Thank you. Used this writing pad?
Yes.
Has it been used since?
No.
Oh, shit.
It should be here. It must be here.
What, Mr. Holmes?
The lead in this pencil is hard. Hard enough to make an impression on the coarse fibers of which this paper is made. The impressions at the moment are invisible. If we immerse this sheet in a solution of fluorescent salts, dry it, and then photograph it by ultraviolet light, the fibers broken by the writing will absorb less of the solution than other parts of the paper. Switch off the lights, Watson.
Boom. Using his big old brain.
We place the slide in the projector.
Yeah, I learned that from the Big Lebowski. You just
You
shade
turn
the
on the light.
paper, bro. But it
Broken
would
fibers
probably
appear
be...
darker than the rest of the paper and are therefore visible.
Splendid, Holmes. Now I recognize that code. Do you remember a case we had some years ago? It's probably the same, alphabet substitution code.
Yes, Watson. I believe Dr. Tobel meant to communicate with us by that means.
Substitution of the alphabet. I don't understand.
My dear, one of the oldest codes in use is based on the repetition of figures. E is the letter most used in the British language. Therefore, the figure most used, probably, in this message, is E. T, A, O, I, and N follow in that order of frequency.
You mean you can read these figures as if they were letters of the alphabet?
Elementary, my dear Miss Eberly. Give me 1 minute,
Elementary.
and you shall have the message.
I should have... If this wasn't at 9 a.m., I should have taken shots every
What is
time
the message, Watson?
a Holmesism came up.
Fellow Tobel must have been pulling our legs. It's a lot of gibberish. I-Y-Z-L-M-T-H-K. Reads like an eye doctor's chart.
Dr. Tobel is a brilliant scientist. I saw immediately that he wouldn't send us a message so simple to decipher. Neither would he have
Cutting out all the
figures
E's.
without a meaning.
We don't like them
The
E's.
alphabet substitution code.
Yes, it is,
We like
Watson,
R's and
but with
S's.
a very clever variation. You see,
And T's.
the 1, 2, 3 figures means that we skip letters in that order. In other words, observe, Watson. The first letter, which is I, skips 1 and becomes J. The second letter, Y,
skips 2 and becomes A, and the third skips 3 and becomes C.
J-A-C.
J-A-C-O-B-D-U-R-R-E-R.
Jacob Dewar, a Swiss scientist and friend of Dr. Tubel's.
P-A-L-A-C-E-C-R-E-S.
However, I mean, it's not...
Right.
It's not
Holmes,
visual wildfire to see people fix or figure out a code, you know what I mean?
Connection with the bomb site, or Tobel wouldn't have taken so much trouble to see that I got his name. Take down the rest of the message. J-O-S-E-P-H, Joseph.
E-M-D-D-I-A-C. Number 4 doesn't make any sense. He must have used some other variations.
4 names and addresses. Jacob Dürer, Professor Farrell, Dr. Kern. And this 4th infernal cipher, which doesn't fit the code. Christmas boxes. Watson, I'm beginning to see the plan. Dr. Tobel divided his bomb site into 4 parts, just as we brought it back from Switzerland. He's given one section of the mechanism to each of these famous scientists. What a fascinating plan. You see, each part is useless without the other 3, and undoubtedly, none of these scientists is known to each other. Professor Moriarty also has the code, and we must allow for his ability to decipher it. We haven't time to break the 4th code now. We must get to the first 3 men before Moriarty does.
Palace Crescent first?
Right.
I'll go and get a taxi.
Miss Everly, will you please wait here till we return? Thank you.
As the woman, please don't do anything. Maybe cook or clean. Consider the year.
Here, where are you going, sir? Jacob Dürer live here? Yes, but there's been a bit of trouble, sir. You can't go in. Inspector Lestrade's orders. Oh. Here, just a minute, sir.
That's Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, very sorry, sir.
Don't you know who I am, Broseph? I'm Sherlock.
Dead? Dead as a doornail.
Oh,
Mr.
shit.
Holmes, how did you know about this? The yard only heard 15 minutes ago.
We better hurry, Holmes. There's still time to save Farrell and Kern.
Too late, Watson. By this time, Farrell and Kern are dead, too.
What? Deductions again, Mr. Holmes?
Facts, Inspector.
Oh, facts.
This guy's such a dick. He sucks at his job.
But how do you know about them?
Elementary, my dear Watson. This man has been dead for at least 2 hours. Moriarty isn't wasting any time.
Hello?
Elementary.
This is Lestrade. Put me on the McAtee.
Yeah.
Well, McAtee? This is Lestrade. Do you know anything about 2 men named...
Farrell and Kern.
Farrell and Kern? What, both of them?
So he's like early Commissioner Gordon.
Oh.
And then after Commissioner Gordon proves helpful, then every other police officer...
The report only came in 2 seconds before I telephoned.
What on earth are we going to do, Holmes? Moriarty's got a big start and he's got the code.
Note this, Watson. Scotland Yard reports 2 murders. That makes 3 in all. But there were 4 boxes and 4 codes. Obviously, Moriarty hasn't broken the 4th code either.
What is the name of the 4th man?
I can't remember.
What is the name of the 4th man?
I have forgotten.
What is the name of the 4th man?
I don't know. I don't know.
Stop
What is
stretching
the
my
name of the
arms.
4th man?
I can't remember.
4th man. What is the name of the 4th man?
What is the name of the 4th man?
Holmes, don't you realize what this means to England? We not only lose the Tobel bomb site ourselves, but Germany gets it. Coventry, Bath, Plymouth, London. Not to mention Norwich and Hull. All over again, but with 10 times the effect.
Don't you suppose I realize that's Reginald? Don't you suppose I'd give my life to decode the last name of that message?
There must be some solution.
Naturally, Watson.
I needn't be rude. I need a drink. I'm all in. I can't think anymore. All these letters and figures whirling through my brain. It's all twisted round.
Twisted round. That's got it.
Twisted round.
Huh?
That's it. That's what? Twisted around, you said. So simple, I never thought of it. Reverse the slide. You see, gentlemen?
These figures are now identical with the first three names. In other words, all the figures of name number 4 are written backwards and read from right to left until we reverse the slide when they read correctly from left to right. Now let's work on it. Pencil, Watson.
Pencil, Watson. I could grab it myself.
Why would Dr. Tobel want to reverse the figures of number 4?
An added precaution, Lestrade, in case the cipher should fall into the wrong hands.
Oh, quite a compliment to you, Mr. Holmes. I mean, Tobel taking for granted that you would recognize the difference.
Thank you. F-R-E-D-E.
Let me compliment you as you do my job.
I-C-K-H-O-F-F-N-E-R. Frederick Hoffner. S-L-O-A-N-E-S-Q-U. Sloane Square. We must leave at once. Wait a minute. Information? Will you please give me the address of a Frederick Hoffner in Sloane Square?
I'll break this code. I'll find the name of that fourth man before Holmes does.
Oh, shit.
There is not much more time. The submarine is to pick us up off Sheerness in 6 hours.
I've beaten Holmes so far. We'll meet your confounded submarine with the bomb site intact.
But Tobel is unconscious again. As last resort, we could abandon the code and take Tobel to Germany.
Of course.
We'll try Tobel again in here. Wait. Spilling that glass of water was a very fortunate accident, my dear street brawler.
My
Dr.
dear
Tobel's
street
version of the cipher
brawler.
was so simple that
That's
it
like the
fooled
name
us.
of an awesome hardcore band.
I was looking for something ingenious.
My dear street
This
brawler.
is ingenious. He simply reversed the cipher.
Oh man, that's an awesome name.
D-E-R-I-C-K-H-O-F.
That's something that happens in movies and stories in general that kind of annoy me, where the antagonist figures something out just when the protagonist does, so that they have a race against time, and they always have to find some contrived reason why the antagonist figured it out.
Of course. Hoffner would be the perfect selection.
Then you want us to tend to Hoffner?
Let's slug it out, old
we can use
chap.
Hoffner. He's a brilliant scientist. If Dr. Tobel doesn't recover from your persuasion, Hoffner will be able to put the 4 parts together. You and Godfrey will call on Hoffner, and you will bring him here with the 4th section of the bomb site. Hurry.
My dear street brawler. MDSB. Oh, shit, did they get to him first? What the fuck? Oh no, that's Holmes. That's Holmes with a fake face. Holmes loves disguises. I think he got into this shit just to dress
Put
up.
up your hands, Professor Hoffner.
Simple trap. Simple trap. I know what's happening. And oh shoot, sliding bookcase, bro. See that shit?
I'll take the box.
Smooth AF. Please tell me just as like, haha, bitch.
We meet again, Professor.
Oh shit. You done fooled.
Sherlock Holmes.
An improvement on the other makeup. Don't you think so, Professor?
So you think you've beaten me, Holmes?
I have. The real Hoffner is safely in the hands of Scotland Yard.
But I still have Tobel. Now I shall sell Germany the inventor instead of the invention.
You've learned nothing from him in spite of all your torture. Otherwise, you wouldn't be trying so desperately to collect the 4 sections of the bomb site.
Deduction. Observation, my dear Holmes. But observe further that you are now in my hands. And I have profited by my last mistake of allowing underlings to attend to you.
Holmes took my place, and while the Nazis were inside with him, he instructed me to attach a small apparatus underneath their car.
He's a brilliant fellow, Holmes. I helped him prepare the apparatus.
Did you really, Doctor?
That is, I poured in the luminous paint when you told me to.
Very clever, Dr. Watson.
The apparatus drips at regular intervals, leaving a trail of luminous paint.
I see, leading us to Moriarty and Mr. O.
Boom. Now they have to drive like that.
Why are you so confident, Professor? Only a suggestion. But how do you know that Scotland Yard isn't waiting to break in at this very moment?
I selected this address with special care. No one can find it.
Special
Not
care.
even Scotland Yard. Relax, Mr. Holmes. There's no escape.
I might suddenly dash to the window, break it open, and shout to a passerby.
There are no passers-by. The glass in the window is unbreakable, and the room is soundproof. This is my stronghold, Holmes. Equipped with all the modern conveniences of a successful man in my profession. Sit down.
Not even Scotland Yard, who depend on you, an outside contractor, could figure out where you are.
They faded out again, sir.
I don't understand, Lestrade. It stopped, and then it started, and now it stopped again.
Maybe the apparatus broke down.
Oh, a suggestion, gentlemen. At a crossroad back there, a car might have gone over the spots of paint, picked some up on the tires, and left this false trail.
That's just what I was about
to suggest myself.
Very well, we'll try it.
Oh, Max. Towards the end of the film, no less.
Now, Holmes, what should it be? The gas chamber, the cup of hemlock, or just a simple bullet through your brain?
You disappoint me, Professor.
Indeed?
Yes. Somehow I always thought that in the end, you'd prove to be just an ordinary cutthroat.
You know me better, Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
Gas, poison, bullets. I assure you, Professor, were our positions reversed, I should have something more colorful, more imaginative to offer.
I'm satisfied to be the winner. I shall be alive.
Alive, yes. The winner, no. For in the last analysis, I shall have proved the more resourceful man. You didn't trap me here. I came here because I wanted to.
Oh.
To prevent your getting Hoffner. And all you can do in return is to commit ordinary murder to relieve your sense of frustration.
And what, my good Mr.
You're
Holmes,
basically a bitch.
could you have conceived that would have been so much more colorful?
Well, even offhand, I can improve upon your suggestions considerably, but that's only natural, of course.
And what is this brilliant idea of yours?
Brilliant.
You know that a man dies if he loses 5 pints of blood? Yes, of course you do. I should have you placed on an operating table. Inject a needle into your veins and slowly draw off your life's blood.
Holy shit.
The needle to the last. Eh, Holmes?
Slowly, drop by drop, the blood would be drawn from your body. You would be aware of every exquisite second to the very end.
Wow,
You would be watching yourself die scientifically,
This is
noting every
dark.
reaction, and in full possession of your faculties.
Kind of a villainous thing to do.
Yes, isn't it? I humbly submit, Professor, that to the very end, I've been more resourceful than yourself.
I'm better than you, because I want to slowly murder you.
Time and again, I've used this place as a haven for friends of mine, injured in altercations with Scotland Yard. I have a fully equipped hospital here.
Oh, shit. Well, now he's kind of just mentioned how he's gonna die. That sucks. That was like...
The trail goes this way, Inspector.
That was barely like maybe a yard, a Scotland Yard, behind them.
Drop by drop, Holmes. Drop by drop. In a way, I'm almost sorry. You were a stimulating influence to me. But it was obvious that I should win in the end.
Obvious.
Only a matter of moments now. Take Tobel
So
down to the
basically,
boat. Stop
what we've
it.
learned is Sherlock Holmes got close to death because he trusted Scotland Yard to follow paint drops.
Closer to the end, Holmes. Closer and closer. Each second, a few more drops leave your desiccated body. And you can feel them, can't you? You're perfectly conscious, aren't you, Holmes?
Yeah, this movie swerved into like really fucked up horror.
Still the same old swaggering, conceited Sherlock Holmes.
I don't know how, sir, but we got onto the dock.
Wait.
If Moriarty hears a shot, he'll kill Holmes. You keep an eye on the boat. Don't make a move till Dr. Watson and I get inside. Understand? You wait here, Professor Offner.
And he does all of our jobs for us. We can't let him die. That's awesome. We can't let him kill Holmes. How will we do anything? If he kills Holmes, what will we do? Our jobs? Come on. That's ridiculous.
The water's this way. Moriarty's rooms must be up here.
I can't wait any longer, Holmes. You'll have to forgive the crudity, my friend.
Oh, wow.
This is only the coup de grace.
Stand still, Moriarty, you're done for.
Holmes! On the contrary, Inspector, my men are outside. It's you who are done for.
Really? Just take a look out the window and see for yourself.
Shootout. Goodbye. And he escapes.
He'll try to get to the speedboat. Yes, he won't go without Tobel. Come on. Wait.
Oh, he's got a lot of blood loss. But somehow Holmes is gonna get it.
Here's Dr. Tobel, Inspector. He ain't too badly hurt.
Thank heavens for that. Look after him, will you, Hoffner?
I'll take him to the car.
Well, the Germans would only have 3 of the 4 pieces. Oh, shoot. Guess who's in there, brother? You think you can fool Sherlock? You ain't fooling shit.
I expected you, but not with my revolver.
You realize, of course, when I was brought into the room blindfolded, that I heard the mechanism of this door?
Of course.
And yet, knowing that I'd heard it, you planned this way of escape. Not very flattering to me. Suicide, my dear Professor.
Not at all, my dear Holmes. You see, this is not an ordinary passageway. Oh, my mistake. It has been as equally well prepared as the rest of my humble quarters. I have a trap set, electric eye principle. My passing through will break the beam and automatically open a highly deceptive trap door. Behind me, of course, my pursuer, meaning you, my dear Holmes, will then be plunged 60 feet into the sewers below. Holmes! Holmes!
Poor Moriarty.
Oh, shit.
I neglected to warn him. It seems some careless person came across his trap door and left it open. Come along, Watson.
I just murdered a man in a river of shit. Falls 60 feet into the sewage.
We'll send her thousands of them in RAF planes. Yes.
thanks to Mr. Sherlock Holmes and to Mrs. Tobel.
And of course, Inspector Lestrade.
Oh, that's all right, miss.
Now let's go kill us some Germans.
This little island's still on the map.
Yes. This fortress, built by nature for herself. This blessed plot. This earth, this realm. This England.
Alrighty. Pretty good stuff. Dug it quite a bit. Probably going to watch some more next Monday. I'll decide which ones by Friday, but it was pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff-aroo. Alright, quick little break, stretch the legs and whatnot, and then we'll be right back. Alrighty. Well, Sherlock Holmes and the Secret Weapon. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty sweet. Sorry, I came back before I actually set up what I plan to do for the trailer, which is kind of the point of the break. Yeah, it was good. I agree with you, Mr. Hetrick. I think it was very good for what it was. And now I'm definitely going to be watching the other Sherlock Holmeses. Apparently we got 3 more that we can do. And I think they're all about an hour, so I'll double check that. Maybe next week will be a double feature. This is kind of the struggle with movies that have a lot of dialogue, because I don't really want to talk through them and over what people say, even though there are funny moments and whatnot. But, you know, who knows? We'll see. I'll investigate a little bit into those movies and see what we can do about them. I'm sure, I mean, Google exists, so anybody can go public domain Sherlock Holmes movies and see what they're about. So maybe next week, we'll see. But that will not be this Friday. This Friday I have something else, which I'm excited about. Anyway, good movie. I guess they... Felix caught it right away. They changed the time frame to around World War II, which is immediately more engaging. And to me, the story made sense, and it went a little fast. I think that's kind of the one thing that's kind of a bummer about the movie, because it's only about an hour and change. They have to, like, speed through all this information. If it was an hour and a half, like a feature-length movies are, you can actually kind of expand some of the things and have a little more work on, you know, the cipher and Moriarty's plan. Everything was just so fast in this movie that you look away for a second and big plot sections have already happened, so but it's still fun nonetheless. And it seems like some classic Sherlock shit, you know? Costumes, being very condescending, doing the police's work for them. It has all the hallmarks of some Sherlock Holmes fare. It also really highlights for me how much Batman is just a ripoff of Sherlock Holmes, which, you know, shit happens. Moriarty, I thought was he just kind of seemed like an old thuggy piece of shit. And also we got that new phrase that I need to remember, my dear street brawler. That's just rad. I need to write that down. Hold on. I'm writing it down on a sticky note. I don't know how I'm going to use it, but I am going to use my dear street. Not how you spell street. Brawler. Well, what's weird is, and I didn't know this, I didn't know many things about Sherlock Holmes at all. Apparently they made like 14 Sherlock Holmes movies with Mr. Basil. Master Basil Rathbone. Cool fucking name. Apparently they made like 14 with this crew, and like 4 of them are public domain. Excuse me, jeez, burping up a storm. So I think if these are awesome, there's a plethora of Basil Rathbone. You can get, if you got a Razzle Bath. I laughed at my own joke before I could say it because I fucked up. If you got a Basil Rathbone for some more Basil, you can check out a fuck ton of his movies. They've got a ton of them. And if they're an hour, shit, you could probably binge all of his movies in 2 days if they're all this short. So I may have just opened a box of new things to watch and geek out about. Who knows? For all you know, the next 7 blockbuster reviews will be on Sherlock Holmes and the Basil Rathbone. But yeah, I mean, it's worth it. It's good stuff. Mystery. It makes sense. It wasn't too... That's the thing that always worries me about Sherlock Holmes, and maybe this is something I shouldn't worry about at all. It always worries me that the mystery is going to be so complicated that I can't understand it and won't get into it. This is pretty straightforward. I think I'm giving too much credit, and I have to kind of adjust for the watchers of, what was it, 1940 something, 42, 43. They're not gonna give you Inception or anything super complicated by giving you a mystery that requires a lot of attention, because, you know, then people won't watch your movie. So, you know, good stuff. Glad I watched it. Good suggestion by Felix. Thank you very much. We're probably gonna hit up some more Sherlock Holmesies in the future. But some other history for you. Not about Sherlock Holmes, but about movies themselves. Trailers used to occur at the end of films, and then they discovered people would just leave early because they've already seen what they paid for. So they moved trailers to the beginning, and then lately, well, not lately because we can't go to the theater, but then they used to, when we used to go to the theater, trailers would be at the beginning, and they'd play about 18 of them, and they all belonged to Disney, and it would take way too long for your movie to start. Here at Kirk Has Glasses, we play the trailer for what we're playing next at the end of the stream. And here's a trailer for what we'll be playing on Friday night. Kirk Has Glasses stream in the Footlight Theater. And here we go. Okay, that has nothing to do with it. Don't pay attention to that. Don't know who the Milmer Zone is. Okay, I'm not scribing. Should have checked this beforehand, but this is the only one I could find. So this is a fan-made trailer, so this is...
Created an international incident.
That's not bad for 20 years.
What the hell am I going to do with you?
What about the Lucifer problem?
Next, in Galaxy One, world-class actor par excellence, Robert Vaughn. And veteran character star Keenan Wynn. With Aldo Ray. In the Lucifer Complex, where surviving Nazi scientists bring cloning to its ultimate peak of terror.
So you see, Mr. Manning, the Fourth Reich is a reality. And through cloning, we are building a new master race.
United Nations agent Manning is alone in his struggle to save the free world from this diabolical scheme of a madman.
Oh, shit.
You won't want to miss a moment of this spellbinding chiller, the Lucifer Complex.
So stoked. Screw you, Milmer Zone. We're not talking to you. We're done with you. That door kick has sold it, because I'm going to be honest, I didn't have a movie for the next stream, because I actually set up a whole bunch of shit and thought I figured it out, and I didn't. So I was like, oh man, I want something more recent, and I got to make sure it doesn't have any nudity in it, because every time I pick a 70s movie in the public domain, for some odd reason, there's like a lesbian sex scene in the middle of it for some stupid fucking reason. So I was like, Lucifer Complex, looked it up, it was like, Nazi clones, 110%. Had no idea that kind of door kick stuff would be in it. Now super stoked. Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, the Lucifer Complex. Fuck, that looks awesome. With Robert Vaughn, who I know from great films like Basketball, which he was in and terrible in. That movie is fantastic. It's just such a stupid villain in it. I'm not over how he pronounced Fourth Reich. I mean, let's be serious. That film doesn't look like historical accuracy was its was its goal. Fourth Reich. Oh man, this is gonna be the best. This is gonna be the absolute best. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. Hope you have a good rest of your Monday. Maybe next Monday will be a double feature. I don't know, but we shall see as we get closer. Thank you for enjoying some Basil Rathbone with me. Such an awesome name. And hope to see you guys on Friday or Wednesday, which, to give you a preview of Wednesday, I think I have something set up this time. I think I'm going to be playing some scary games. I think Wednesday, you'll want to be there, because I think at 8 p.m. Wednesday Pacific time, we're going to do some scary shit. So, it's going to be embarrassing for me, hopefully fun for you. But have a good one. Peace. Enjoy. Enjoy yourselves. Be good to one another. Be safe. Wear a face mask. Distance socially. Be smart. Wash your hands. Sanitizer. Don't touch your face. Please. Please just do that. Out of respect to our elderly and immune-compromised folk and people with bad lungs. Just be smart for like 5 minutes this week. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you guys at a later time. Wednesday at 8. Later.